Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate signs 2 loan agreements with Arab Fund for Economic and Social Development for an amount reached around 113 million Omani riyals. The Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs launches first program for qualifying technical graduates. And 99% of pilgrims complete pilgrimage procedures, and the Omani Hajj delegation confirms its readiness. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency Muhammad Abdul Hamid, President of Bangladesh, on the death of General Hussein Muhammad Ershad, former Bangladeshi president. Meanwhile, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos received a cable of thanks from His Excellency Abdul Qadir bin Saleh, President of Algeria, in reply to a greeting cable sent by His Majesty the Sultan on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan also received a cable of thanks from His Majesty Naruhito, Emperor of Japan, in reply to a greeting cable sent by His Majesty the Sultan on the occasion of his assumption to the throne. With an amount reached around 113 million Omani riyals, the Sultanate signed 2 loan agreements with Arab Fund for Economic and Social Development. The first agreement, which amounted to 38 million riyals, will finance development of the second phase of the road number 32 at the Duqm Special Economic Zone, while the second agreement, which was signed by the fund and the Housing Bank, aimed to support the bank's programs to finance housing loans for citizens. From the Sultanate side, the agreements were signed by His Excellency Nasser bin Khamis al-Jashmi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Finance, while His Excellency Abdul Latif Yusuf Al-Hamid, General Manager and the Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Arab Fund for Economic and Social Development, signed the agreements on behalf of the fund. The Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs inaugurated the first program for qualifying technical graduates. The program included 4 aspects, namely acquaint trainees on environmental legislation and the regulatory board aspect of the mechanism of evaluating environmental projects according to environment impact studies and mean of preparing them, aspect of practical field application, and aspect of implementing a number of service projects in the environment sector. The program will be implemented in cooperation with a number of companies: BDO, Oman Oil Group, ORPEC, and Sohar Port. The inauguration ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Mohammed bin Salim Al-Toubi, Minister of Environment and Climate Affairs. 14,000 pilgrims from the Sultanate are completing their travel arrangements to the Holy Land to perform Hajj this year. The Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs revealed in a press conference today that the number of applicants for Hajj opportunities this year amounted to more than 26,000 citizens and residents, out of which only 13,500 citizens, 500 residents were accepted. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi has more details in the following report.
In preparations for the pilgrimage season for this year, the Omani Hajj delegation revealed its readiness at a press conference today, where all basic arrangements have been taken for the pilgrims' travel from the Sultanate. 99.7% of the 14,000 registered pilgrims have already completed their travel procedures to the Holy Land.
The delegation is ready to support and to receive all the Omani Hajj, inshallah, in the holy places in Mecca and Medina. And inshallah, we hope everything will go, peaceful, and everything will go according to the plan.
The delegation confirmed its readiness and the development of the services it offers to the pilgrims in the holy sites, including the camps in Mina and Arafat. The delegation also stressed the need for pilgrims to be prepared in all aspects.
If there is any inquiry, any information needed to be taken, they have to go through the correct, the direction. From the correct sources. That is Omani delegation, which is available there at anywhere. So, and even though the numbers, the contact numbers of Oman delegation there, it's available. As soon as we reach there, we spread the numbers and we announce our contact numbers and details within everybody. Everybody can easily, get in touch with the Oman delegation.
65% of the pilgrims will travel by air, while 35% of them will travel by land. It is worth mentioning that the Omani Hajj delegation will leave for Saudi Arabia on July the 28th. The deadline set by the competent authorities in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the pilgrims coming by land would be before the 1st of Dhul Hijjah, and for those coming by air, the last day would be the 4th of Dhul Hijjah. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
A team from the World Crafts Council will visit the Sultanate next Sunday to start a field evaluation to nominate the Wilaya of Bahla in the Governorate of Al-Dakhiliya to be a global craft city. The team will get acquainted with some craft activities and events in the Wilaya. The field program will also include a detailed visual presentation about all craft features and aspects of the Wilaya of Bahla. The team will also visit a number of assessment sites such as pottery production factories, training center and Bahla Oasis archaeological project, enlisted as part of the World Heritage List as being the first cultural reserve in the Sultanate, and also salute archaeological site. Still to come in our news bulletin. An agreement is signed for laying artificial coral reefs in the Wilaya of Sur. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. At the value of $625 million, Akhtar Company, the biggest producer of polyethylene sheets in the world, signed an agreement to acquire financing facilities from local and international banks. It is one of the biggest financing facilities in the private sector. It came to enhance and expand the production capabilities of the company at its factory in the Free Zone in Salalah. The company exports its products to more than 70 countries. The company also started with one factory in 2006. Now it operates 3 factories in Oman, Saudi Arabia, and the United States. A number of governorates of the Sultanate is witnessing during this time of the year the harvest season of a special type of date palm trees called al-Mabsli. The season is a social and economic event in which all members of the family are taking part. The process, locally known as al-Tabsil, starts with cutting the ripe dates from the palm tree. Then they are boiled in a big pot and then put under the sun to dry. The product is very popular inside and outside the Sultanate due to its uniqueness and high quality. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth and Oman India Fertilizer Company signed an agreement of the second phase of laying of artificial coral reefs in the Wilaya of Sur. The reefs will provide a suitable environment for various marine organisms from shellfish, algae and sponges. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
25 units of artificial reefs will provide a convenient environment for a diverse types of marine species, such as shellfish, sponges, and algae. The establishment of these units came after the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth conducted a survey, follow-up, and evaluation over a period of a year, and was implemented within the social responsibility initiatives of the Oman India Fertilizer Company at a cost of about 90,000 Omani riyals. These units are the second phase of a project aimed at rehabilitating marine areas and turn them into areas rich in natural environment to promote biodiversity and create an environment conducive to breeding, feeding, and protecting marine species, and contribute to providing an attractive environment for diving and entertainment activities. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth attaches great importance to development programs and projects aimed at developing the artisanal fisheries sector and improving the economic status of artisanal fishermen. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main headlines once again. The Sultanate signs 2 loan agreements with Arab Fund for Economic and Social Development for an amount reaching around 113 million Omani riyals. The Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs launches first program for qualifying technical graduates. And 99% of pilgrims complete pilgrimage procedures, and the Omani Hajj delegation confirms its readiness. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.